I'm Chris. This is AFA Addy Family Adventures, and this is This Week in Disney, where I'm going to give you as much news as I can from the past 2 weeks because I missed last Sunday because I was out golfing with my cousin from Michigan and my brother from Ohio. So let's get on with the news. We got a lot to hit. So thanks, Keith, for being in here. So hopefully some more people will come in. Let's go ahead and get that up. All right. So permits. Disney's been filing permits like it's going out of style. So let's go ahead and we'll hit our first permit. Let's see. Here we go. Hey, Ken, thanks for coming in. All right. Permits filed for upcoming Magic Kingdom monorail construction. If you're handy with electronics and motors, you might know a lot about the inner workings of Walt Disney World's monorail system, connecting the TCC to Magic Kingdom as well as a loop of Disney resort hotels. The main monorail line around Seven Seas Lagoon is one of the treasured modes of transportation for Disney guests. Unearthed permits show that upcoming monorail construction is due for at least 4 of the stops of the Magic Kingdom monorail line. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming in. The Ticket and Transportation Center, or the TCC, as many guests know it, is one of the stops the monorail makes before arriving at Magic Kingdom. Our first permit shows that construction is due to replace what's called a contactor at the TCC. If you don't know what this piece of equipment is, a contactor is an electrical control switch similar to a relay. It is used for switching the current to on and off a circuit. Contactors won't provide protection against overload protection. They are used to control the heating circuits, electric motor, and automated industrial equipment. Moving down the monorail line, we see that another permit was filed for the same contactor replacement at the Disney Contemporary Resort. It's worth noting that all these permits were approved at the same time on September 23rd and around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Disney's Grand Florida Resort and Spa is also on the same line with another monorail contactor replacement permit. It seems as if all the contactors are due for replacement at the resort hotels. Not to be forgotten, Disney's Polynesian Resort monorail contactor is in need of replacement too. The last permit for the monorail line can be found here. Don't forget to check the additional upcoming constructions at the Poly, as we call it, regarding the Moana refresh and other projects. So it sounds like they're doing maintenance is what they're doing and keeping everything from working and everything like that. All right, so let's see. That was one permit. Let's get to another permit. New permits filed for Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover, which that thing's been down for a while. The Tomorrowland Transit Authority, located inside Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom, has been closed for several months since early this year, even before the Disney World theme park temporarily closed. Once the theme park reopened mid-July, guests were hoping to see the People Mover open back up with the rest of the attractions. However, this wasn't the case. It wasn't long ago Inside the Magic reported that our team went through the refurbishment calendar for the next few months to find out when Disney plans on reopening the ride, which wouldn't be until November 1st. However, after looking further into it, it looks as though Disney has officially extended refurbishment of the attraction. Now, a permit, which can't be viewed here, has been filed by Disney for Crown Roofing to perform general construction on the attraction. The permit has the address of TTA 1225 Monorail Way listed, therefore indicating this is for roofing work to be done on Tomorrowland ride. The official Disney World attraction description: board on elevated trams, leisurely. So we know what it is. So if you want to visit themes, okay. So yeah, so what this sounds like is they're just going to be redoing the top. Yeah, they're having some problems. I know that. I can't exactly share what the problems are, but hopefully they get it fixed out and get the People Mover up and running. I know it's like one of my favorite attractions there. It's just such a relaxing ride to ride around Tomorrowland, and you get great views of the castle from up there. All right. So let's see. I know there was more permit. Here's another permit. Disney files new permit for Rainforest Cafe at Animal Kingdom. I like Rainforest Cafe. Disney has been filling several different permits lately, in which Inside the Magic has been reporting on to keep you all up to date. Yet another permit has been filed by Disney for general construction work at one of its theme parks in Orlando, Florida. This time the permit relates to one more popular restaurants at Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom, Rainforest Cafe. The permit, which can be viewed, it's a link, lists an address of 541, just jumped on me, 541 Rainforest Road, Bay Lake, Florida, which upon further investigation looks to be the same location as Rainforest Cafe at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Take a look at the screenshots. It's kind of boring. I would bring it up, but I don't think it's anything you're really going to want to see. Although we aren't sure exactly what type of construction this will consist of, it's nice to see Disney trying to keep up with the necessary maintenance at theme parks to keep guests happy when visiting the most magical place on Earth. That's true. I love Rainforest Cafe. I don't know. It's probably just, like they said, it's probably just maintenance, just like what's going on with the rest of the places. All right. Excuse me. Let's see. Were there any more permits? I'm pretty sure I seen some more permits. Here we go. I think we just covered this, but we'll go. New permits filed for monorail construction at Magic Kingdom. All right. It seems that every day we are learning a new permit at Walt Disney World is filing for upcoming construction, from the Polynesian Village Resort Moana themed overhaul to the Rainforest Cafe over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Changes are around every corner. The WDW monorail has also been slated to undergo construction shortly. Just last week, we learned of a new permit that would affect all 4 monorail stations, which are, and we already know, they're contactors. We just seen that. The permit filed for this one is an important one when it comes to the mechanics of the monorail. And if you are Imagineer Bob Gurr, you probably would be very happy about the change. Contactors at each station is being replaced, and this little guy is the reason the monorail can turn from off to on. That would be a good thing. So yeah, it just looks like they're just replacing all the contactors at every point of the monorail that's there at Seven Seas Lagoon. Hey, Katrina, thanks for coming in. And so yeah, it's just basic maintenance is what it is. I don't know. It might improve some things. All right. So I'm looking to see if there's any more permits, because we have talked about permits. Let's see. I thought I seen another one, maybe a little higher. I might be. Nope, that was it. That's all the permits. So now we've got actual petitions. We got a couple petitions to go through. And let me see if I can find them real quick. And as soon as I get through those, I'll start going through the regular stuff. I know there was one for there. There's 2 permits right here, or 2 petitions right here. First petition. Fans create petition to bring back Grand Floridian Orchestra. And I don't know if you've seen this, but go over, check out Gonzo at Adventures with Gonzo. He just put up a great video, I think it was last night, of the Grand Floridian Orchestra, and they were playing there at Hollywood Studios, right there where they performed the Beauty and the Beast stage show. And I tell you what, he did a really good job on that video. It looked amazing. It looked like almost something you could have turned and watched on television. But let's see. Earlier this week, we reported that the Grand Floridian Society Orchestra was being removed from their post at Disney Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Now we see fans are taking up their longtime favorite Disney World entertainers by starting petition to help bring them back to the resort. The first petition is titled "Bring Back the Grand Floridian Orchestra to the Disney's Grand Floridian." The Grand Floridian Society Orchestra has been performing at the hotel since its opening day and is part of the very fabric of the resort. I've often overlooked the shortcomings of the Grand as a real luxury hotel and the pricing that comes with it because of things like the piano player and live band in the lobby. How Disney can fathom charging for what they do for this hotel a night while cutting such things as a joke. One room likely pays for an entire day of band performance. The bandstand was lost for a seating area that is rarely used inside the overpriced and enchanted rows, a bar theme to a European fairy tale, and a hotel called the Grand Floridian. If this is the direction the hotel is going, then Disney has made another IP-oriented idiotic decision and a long string of such choices. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard them perform. I've only been in the Grand Floridian a couple of times, and if they were performing, I didn't know about it. But I did get to see them on, like I said, Gonzo's channel, and they sound great. They sound like they were playing the Monsters Inc. theme song, and it was like as if they were the ones who actually played the theme song for the movie. So they sounded great when I heard them. Now, the next petition, this one I'm really behind because I actually met the man, and he's a really nice guy, and he's got a heart of gold. Fans petition to save Disney's entertainment performer, Yeehaw Bob. If you don't know who Yeehaw Bob is, at least YouTube him. I mean, this guy, he's hilarious. He's entertaining. He's great. And I got to actually see him perform live at the Indy Disney Meet, and that's a thing they have in Indianapolis where they open up and have entertainment, and they have a what is it called, a silent auction, and they just have YouTubers in there and just all kinds of people who love Disney, and they're all there to raise money for Give the Kids of the World resort down there for the Make-A-Wish kids. So, but yeah, I got to meet the guy. They said he goes over there and he goes over to the Give the Kids a World resort at least twice a week and goes over and helps out and everything. And the guy's just, he's a great guy. But we'll go ahead and read it. Bob Jackson, also known as Yeehaw Bob, was a Disney World entertainment performer for 23 years. Guests could find him hollering and having a rootin' tootin' time over at Disney's Port Orleans Riverside almost every night as Yeehaw Bob played the piano, sang familiar tunes, and somehow managed to get every person up and out of their seat, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Yesterday, the unfortunate news surfaced that the Walt Disney Company made the difficult decision to lay off over 28,000 cast members, including Yeehaw Bob. Bob Jackson took to his Facebook page almost immediately to share the news, with his nearly 10,000 followers writing, and that's how it ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. I've just learned my act will not be returning to Disney. I made so many friends over it the last 23 years. It was a great time. We had a lot of laughs together. I'll be continuing my Sunday show for now. I'll keep you posted. I'm still digesting all of this. Fans quickly commented on the Facebook post, sharing their thoughts, prayers, and sadness, almost hoping this news wasn't true. Not longer after this announcement, a change.org petition surfaced asking Disney to rehire Yeehaw Bob at Disney's Port Orleans Riverside. The petition, as of 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, September 30th, has over 600 signatures, but it keeps gaining more by the second. Yes, Mike, Bob is truly a legend, and not just a legend at Disney World, but he should be honored as a legend at the Disney Company. You are correct, Mike. The guy is great. I never heard of him until maybe like 5 years ago, and I wish I would have learned of him before, and I wanted to get over there to see him perform, but I got lucky, and he was at the Disney Indie Meet. I got to see him perform. He had me laughing so hard. And the guy's just, I don't know. If you can make me laugh so hard that I cry, then you've really captured me. That's just the way it is. So, but yeah, it's sad to see that Yeehaw Bob is going to be gone. But hopefully, maybe Disney will change their mind and bringing back. But I think what it is, it's also this whole thing we're going through where you just don't want crowds gathered together. Yeah, that's true, Keith. He should get the U.S. highest award for civilian. Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and start getting into some news. Well, I'm not saying we weren't into some news, but we were into permits and petitions. So, all right. Updates to Disney World dining expanded options in My Disney Experience, which is funny because I didn't think the dining options were happening, or the dining, well, maybe these are just dining options. All right, I was thinking of the Disney dining plan, but we have another update from Disney Park blogs about dining at Walt Disney World Resort. Some new features and expanded options in My Disney Experience will make dining at Disney World easier than ever before. We shared that one of the biggest changes to recently come to Disney World dining is the availability of mobile order at select table service restaurants. Now, mobile order has also been expanded to multiple restaurants at the Disney Resort hotels. And another new feature allows guests to access a walk-up list at select table service restaurants, even if they don't have a reservation to dine there. Disney Park Blogs breaks down the information even more below. So the mobile order service is expanded to select table service restaurants, such as Sanaa at Disney's Animal Kingdom Village and Kidani Village. So mobile order service is now available in even more quick service locations, which is awesome. I love that. It works out so great. So when you know it's that time of the day and everybody's eating and you're not going to be able to get in. So, and mobile dining check-in and walk-up list services. So, Chris, did you see Corey Meets World interview with Bob during the shutdown? If not, I would highly suggest it. Was the best hour ever. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Hey, Gonzo, thanks for coming in. I'll have to go over and check that out, Mike. So yeah, it looks like Disney's just making, I don't know if they're doing this because of the pandemic, making it easier to get food, so not so many people's gathered together, but they're making dining easier using their mobile ordering through the Disney My Experience app. So that sounds great. And let's see, what do we got next? So here we go. More details revealed for Disney's Polynesian Overhaul. All right, let's take a look. It wasn't long ago Inside the Magic reported that Disney's Polynesian Resort and Spa would be renovating its resort and bringing us amazing Moana-themed rooms. According to an Orlando Sentinel report regarding the upcoming closure, a Disney spokesperson said changes to the rooms will include a move to a Pacific Ocean-inspired color palette, as well as detailed patterns and textures from Disney's Moana, an animated film that takes place on the Polynesian island of Matunai, I think it is. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Moana. I'm going to have to watch that again. Disney travel agents were also sent an email regarding the upcoming Polynesian resort closure, which reads, as we continue to reopen additional Disney resort hotels to guests, we are modifying the reopening date for Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, which will reopen next summer. This schedule adjustment also allows us to complete some refurbishment work at the resort hotel, including enhancements to the Great Ceremonial House and guest rooms. We expect work to begin in early October and look forward to sharing more about these changes in the future. The villas and bungalows at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort will remain open during this refurbishment. Now we have some more details surrounding the Polynesian Overhaul, thanks to Disney Park blogs, including concept art, which is known above and below. The first thing they announced is a new Port Cochere, which will showcase the 20th century architecture the Polynesian is famous for, along with a new bold facade, a new monorail station, and more. Ooh, well, maybe that permit might be for more than just contactors there at the Polynesian. So Disney has also announced that the new overhaul would debut just in time for the resort's hotel's 50th anniversary. They write, one of the biggest changes will greet you right up front. A new Port Cochere will showcase The iconic mid-20th century architecture the Polynesian is famous for, our team from Walt Disney Imagineering and Walt Disney World have crafted a design inspired by color, patterns, and textures found throughout the resort. This new entry features a high-pitched, open truss roof covered in a thatch style. There's also a bold facade that features pops of color complementing the longhouse found throughout the resort. Along the monorail station, bold new wooden screens will be covered with geometric patterns and bright tropical colors that complete an exciting new composition that will greet you when you arrive. It sounds amazing. I mean, they touch on everything they do, and obviously they seem that the monorail station needed to be a little bit updated, and it's great that they do stuff like this because, I mean, that's what keeps the magic going, is keeping up with stuff, making things look authentic, making you feel like you're somewhere other than just there in Florida, besides the heat and the rain, of course. But so, all right. So the Disney Polynesian sounds like it's getting an overhaul, and it sounds like it's going to be wonderful. All right. Ooh, here we go. This might come back to all right. I think we've talked about this. 2 Magic Kingdom attractions receive extended refurbishment. All right. Both Tom Sawyer's Island and Liberty Square Riverboat at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom are seeing extended closures through next year for refurbishment. The downtime for the attraction is scheduled to last from October 5th through January 2nd, according to my Disney Experience app. Of course, this is all subject to change, and we will continue to update you on any changes that occur. So I would say I could see maybe the Liberty boat, probably they're probably repainting and everything like that. I would say I don't know what they would be doing to Tom Sawyer's Island. So hey, Ponce, thanks for coming in. And it really doesn't tell, it just tells you that if you're making plans, that just know that these 2 attractions are closed for refurbishment after that time. So, but I don't know, they might be doing other things with the Liberty Bell. I mean, I guess they could be updating the different dioramas around and everything like that, but that would be amazing. So let's see. All right, here we go. Disney company responds to Evel Knievel lawsuit. I don't know if you know this, but Evel Knievel brought up a lawsuit because of Duke Kaboom in Toy Story 4. Earlier this week, we reported a lawsuit filed against the Walt Disney Company by K&K Promotions of the late famous stuntman Evel Knievel. The lawsuit is over a character created for the Toy Story 4 movie, voiced by superstar actor Keanu Reeves. The character in question, Duke Kaboom, has become a beloved part of the Toy Story legacy. K&K Promotions own all of the merchandising rights to Evel Knievel, his likeness, and so on. The Walt Disney Company was not going to take the lawsuit sitting down. In a new report from FoxBusiness.com, we have new details on how Disney is willing to fight this in the courtroom. The claims are without merit and would intend to defend against them vigorously in court, a Disney spokesperson said in a statement to Fox Business on Wednesday in response to the lawsuit. However, K&K Productions, as well as Evel Knievel's son, had these strong words in regard to the lawsuit as well. Evel Knievel did not thrill millions around the world, break his bones, and spill his blood just so Disney could make a bunch of money. This is not the first time Disney is being sued for a Pixar movie. Earlier this year, Pixar Onward caused a stir when an artist accused the movie of copying their unique design for the film. This was a complicated case with many twists and turns. As fans of Toy Story 4 and Duke Kaboom, we will simply have to wait and see what verdicts the court decides in this new lawsuit. So I guess we'll have to find out. There's not much going on until the lawsuit will be over. I don't know. I mean, is the suing is because of the likeness? I mean, to me, the likeness would go with the old Evel Knievel, where they put the motor, you had the motorcycle and you had the thing, and then you turned it and then you released it and he shot off. That's the only thing that Evel Knievel that I could see that the likeness was from. It wasn't like Evel Knievel really was done like that in real life. I don't know. But also, Evel Knievel is not the only stuntman in the world. So, all right, let's move on. And we talked about Pixar. Let's talk a little bit more. We got Pixar and Disney to release 4 animated features in 3 months. Wow. Like 2019 and 2020, 2021 is setting to be another historic year for the Walt Disney Company regarding the motion picture studio. While 2019 brought historic box office reviews and 2020 brought historic shutdowns and delays, 2021 will see a historic level of catch-up as the Hollywood giant releases 4 new animated features in the span of just over 3 months. Each film, however, comes from a different studio that now sits beneath the Disney corporate umbrella. According to Disney film schedule, Walt Disney Animation Studios will go first, releasing its highly anticipated feature Raya and the Last Dragon on March 12th. 20th Television will follow the releasing feature-length film of its animated series Bob's Burgers on April 9th. Locksmith Animation, a young British studio, will go next, releasing its film Ron's Gone Wrong, about an 11-year-old boy and his relationship with his friend who is a robot. Pixar will be pulling up the rear with the release of its heartwarming buddy picture Luca. And then the only other animated film currently in the lineup is Disney Pixar's Soul, starring Jamie Foxx, but that is still set to be released in theaters November 2020. Raya and Last Dragon, Bob's Burgers, and Ron's Gone Wrong were all also originally slated to be released in 2020, but due to the shutdown surrounding the pandemic, were pushed back a year. So 2021 is also going to be a busy year for Disney and its movie studios outside of animation, as live action remakes, Marvel movies, and more squeeze into the upcoming year for a release. So they got 2020, The Empty Man on October 23rd, Soul on November 20, Free Guy, December 11th, Death on the Nile, December 18th, and then, 2021 is filled. Everybody's talking about Jamie on January 22nd, The King's Man, February 12th, Raya and the Last Dragon, March 12th, Bob's Burgers, April 9th, Ron's Gone Wrong, April 23rd, Black Widow on May 7th, Cruella, May 28th, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, July 9th, Jungle Cruise, which is the one I'm waiting for, July 30th, Deep Water on August 13th, Beatles Get Back, August 27th, The Last Duel, October 15th, Eternals on November 5th, and West Side Story, December 10th. So it looks like next year is going to be a busy year for Disney whenever it comes. So December 11th is my birthday. I think I know somebody else who has a birthday on December 11th. Hey, Jonathan, I didn't see you come in. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, so it sounds like for Disney, they're going to be busy next year with everything they're releasing. So here we go. All right. Iconic Polynesian resort performers among laid off casts. All right. Today, announcements that 28,000 Disney World and Disneyland cast members have been laid off surprised nearly everyone, including many of the Disney staff members who were directly impacted by the surprise round of layoffs. It has just been confirmed that many of the iconic performers at the Disney Polynesian Village Resort will not be returning to work. Tiki Man's unofficial Polynesian resort pages shared this Facebook post above, announcing that many Polynesian resort cast members have been laid off. In full, the caption reads, I had to reuse this graphic made by, in addition to these Disney World performers, several other notable entertainers will not be returning to work at Walt Disney World Resort. These include Yeehaw Bob and the Grand Floridian Society Orchestra, the latter of which will be performing until October 3rd. So, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the pandemic, because we're starting to see that A lot of our performers, I mean, I know that there's others that aren't performers that are getting laid off, but from what it's showing, that you would actually see our performers. And like I said, the thing is they're probably, I don't know if Disney's going another way. I don't know if Disney's thinking about calling them back. I don't know. I just know that you're talking about small performers that have big groups of people that gather close to each other to watch them perform. And at this time, that's just not something that's safe. So it looks like, maybe they'll bring them back. Maybe I don't know. It does. You never know with Disney. They could have a whole different idea. I mean, they see the big picture. We're not meant to see that big picture. We just get little pieces as they start to bring it in. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? All right. Let's see. Here we go. Disney is celebrating Hispanic Heritage all month long. The Walt Disney Company is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month all month long. The company is delving into Hispanic culture, speaking with Hispanic cast members, and showcasing how you can celebrate Hispanic heritage at home. Hispanic culture. Disney is recognizing Hispanic culture across all their parks, all the Walt Disney World resorts. The legendary mariachi Cobra fills, I probably said that wrong, fills the air with traditional Hispanic folk music, with live daily performances at Epcot, America's Garden Theater. There are plenty of opportunities to stop and embrace their traditional music. Hailing from Jalisco, Mexico, Mariachi Cobra have been performing at the Walt Disney Resort for 38 years. So Disney Park Vlogs has also been featuring Hispanic cast members throughout the park. These cast members are showcasing their stories, cultures, and what they bring to the new generation. And sounds awesome. I'm not going to be able to see it, but for some of you who do get to go to the park, make sure you stop and check some of that kind of stuff out, because learning about different cultures is really there at Epcot is what that's all about when you get out in the World Showcase. And it's so interesting to find out all different kinds of stuff about those countries, about those different cultures and everything like that. I think one of my favorite times of the year for Epcot is in Christmas, when you can go around and hear all the different stories of how Christmas is celebrated. But anything like that, I always find it interesting, and it keeps you thinking. Here we go. This is Disneyland. Will Disneyland change Critter Country when Splash Mountain is rethemed? That's a good question. A few months ago, there was a petition to retheme Splash Mountain, as well as the petitions to keep the nostalgia and leave Splash Mountain alone. Amid all that, Disney announced that they would indeed be retheming Splash Mountain at both Disneyland Resort in Anaheim and Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World soon. The ride will be reimagined to The Princess and the Frog. We are quite a bit of time away from seeing Princess of the Frog retheme, but we can begin to imagine what that area will look like. Many Disneyland fans have even mentioned that the rest of Critter Country will look like at Disneyland Resort, since currently Splash Mountain is located in the Critter Country area of the park. Splash Mountain currently fits aesthetically into the area of the Critter Country, but with the retheming of the attraction will land more into the category of New Orleans Square. It can also be argued that the retheme still fits into Critter Country, and what its bayou setting includes some buggy friends. The retheme really could blend the both lands together very well. So what's left of Critter Country once the retheme happens? Well, Briar Patch is the merchandise shop right outside of Splash Mountain, with its theme linked to the attraction. With the retheme, it's probably safe to say that this storefront will be getting a Princess and the Frog makeover along with the attraction. The store sells hats and caps currently, but it has the potential to change with all the new coming in. Can you imagine already the awesome Princess and the Frog merchandise they could have? So I could see that. I mean, basically, if you really take that away, I think the only thing you have in Critter Country isn't that just the Country Bear Jamboree and the Mini Adventures of Pooh. So I mean, I guess you could kind of see where it would blend in, I guess, because I mean, they're retheming it so it'd be New Orleans, but with also all the different animal characters, they're critters. So I don't know, it might work. Who knows? All right. Let's see, everything. Here's something neat. And my daughters told me this isn't true, but we'll read it anyway. Everything you need to know about George, the Pirate's Ghost. Last week, we broke down at a list of paranormal Disney urban myths and legends. One revolved around a mischievous ghost that is said to haunt Walt Disney World's Pirates of the Caribbean ride named George. For Disney fans and especially cast members, he's a well-known spectral figure, but how much truth is there to the tale of George, the Pirate's Ghost? Here's everything there is to know about this Walt Disney World urban legend. There are a few variations on the George mythos, but the basics are as follows. George was a construction worker hired to help build the brand new Pirates of the Caribbean attraction at upcoming Magic Kingdom Park. During the construction, George either fell off or was crushed by a large piece of set, possibly a falling beam, killing him instantly. Some variations of the myth say that the tall windowed tower that can be seen during the well dunking burning scene is the piece of set that killed George. Some cast members now reportedly refer to this as George's Tower, and it allegedly contains his initials carved into the base. Supposedly, all attempts to remove the initials are fruitless, and they always reappear, even if painted over. Shortly after the theme park opened, a sad-looking older woman would periodically visit the attraction and ask to ride alone. Cast members then reported seeing her speak to nobody and sobbing into her ride boat. As you'd expect, she was revealed to be George's heartbroken mother. Hey, Emily LaRose, thanks for coming in. Now, George haunts the Walt Disney World attraction and will make life difficult for cast members and guests, lest they show him the proper respect. What does George do? George, the pirate's ghost, is a malicious spirit, but he is a mischievous one. The most famous part of the myth says that cast members have to wish George a good morning and farewell at the start of the day, and before they leave at night. If they don't, he'll make life tough for them by causing the Pirates of the Caribbean ride to malfunction and break down throughout the day. Allegedly, some cast members will even blame issues on the evening team for not saying goodbye to George the night before. Apparently, George will even respond to guests if they demonstrate a bad attitude and will punish them for their complaining by messing with the ride. Some say that George has a thing for haunting female guests too, as there have been reports of women feeling a hand pat their rear or pull their bra strap, as you'd expect when they turned around. There was nobody there. According to some versions of the myth, if the light in George's Tower is switched on during the burning city scene, it means a difficult day is ahead. Another account says that the door behind the iconic prison dog is also related to George's spectral antics. Apparently, if the door isn't shut by cast members, you can expect ghostly happenings and paranormal activity. If both the door is open and the tower lights on, well, maybe just head to Disney's Hollywood Studios park on that day instead. Some reports also say that George's curse will lead to other ghostly annoyances for any person dressed in pirate costumes. Cast members have reported seeing ghostly apparitions on the monitor and have received phone calls from no one, seemingly all thanks to George, the Pirates of the Caribbean's ghost. So yeah, I have heard of George before. My daughter had talked about him, but she made it sound like it was all a myth. I don't know. Maybe it's real. She don't works at Pirates of the Caribbean. So, all right. So let's see. Here we go. Disney taps Oscar-winning director for live-action Lion King sequel. I had a friend that worked at that ride, and he said one day when he was working at the unload station. So, Mike, you have a friend that had something to do with George? I'm taking it. See, I didn't know about the greeting him in the morning. I knew about the telling him goodnight before they left. But it sounds like you have to greet him all the time to get his respect. But all right, so after the immense popularity of Disney's live-action version of The Lion King, it is no surprise that Walt Disney Studios is planning a sequel to the film. Today, Deadline announced the upcoming movie, complete with some exciting details like an Oscar-winning director, as per their report. Disney has set Oscar winner Barry Jenkins to direct the studio's follow-up to the 2019 blockbuster The Lion King. Jeff Nathanson, who scripted the last installment, is back in the fold and has completed an initial draft of script. Jenkins won the Oscar for scripting the Best Picture winner Moonlight and was nominated for the adapting If Beale Street Could Talk. He directed both. Deadline continues sharing information about the impressive computer-generated animation style that was used to create the 2019 remake of the 1994 Walt Disney Animation Studio classic. The film will continue with the photorealistic technology that director Jon Favreau used in the 2019 film and 2016's The Jungle Book. There is no release date set for The Lion King's follow-up or for the production start. It is worth noting that Lion King earned $1.6 billion worldwide following a summer 2019 release, so it will not be surprising if Disney makes it a priority moving forward. I mean, you can make that kind of money. Here comes the sequel. All right, we read that one. All right, here's something new. Mom suing Disney over face mask policy speaks out. Recently, we reported on a situation at the Disney store at Lehigh Valley Mall in Pennsylvania in which a disabled child was not allowed to enter because he was not able to wear a face mask. We shared these details in our original coverage of the story. When Shay Emanuel took her son to the Lehigh Valley Mall in Whitehall Township last month on a birthday outing for the boy's younger brother, staff at the Disney store would not allow them to enter because he was not wearing a mask. Emanuel explained to the store manager that her son is autistic, which prevents him from wearing a face covering, but the manager refused to allow the boy into the store, the lawsuit claims. It is Walt Disney Company policy that all guests age 2 and over must wear face mask covering while on the premises. Now, Shay Emanuel has spoken out about the situation and why she and her legal team believe Disney is in violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. She told Lehigh Valley Regional News, WFMZ 69, her son's doctor explained that something on his body can feel like knives on him, which is why he won't wear a mask. This has nothing to do with money. We're not even asking for Disney for money, and I'm not out only standing up for my son, but other people with disabilities, Emanuel said. Our position here is this iron-fisted mask policy that Disney has in place has a tendency, does exclude individuals with disabilities who cannot wear a mask because of that disability, said attorney William Mansour. So I understand this, I do, but it's not just Disney who's also got these face mask policies in place, but it seems like they say they're not asking for money, but man, they hit a big company to sue over it. I mean, if Walmart wouldn't allow your son in, would you sue Walmart? And if you did, would we hear about it? I don't know. It just seems funny. I mean, I guess if it was me and they told me that my son couldn't come in because he's not wearing a face mask, then I would explain to my other son why we're going to the Disney store, that next time we'll just have to find somebody to watch my other son while I take the other one to the Disney store. And I understand everybody's like, but yet he doesn't get to enjoy the Disney store because he can't. And I understand that, but that doesn't mean, that means that he'll just have to wait until we don't have to wear masks. I'm not trying to side with Disney or anything like that, but it's just, even if you have a disability, there is a chance that you are carrying the virus and you can spread it just as well. So in these cases, that kind of a disability really, I mean, I would hate to see people die just because they caught something from somebody who was disabled because they couldn't wear a mask. So I'm not trying to say I don't feel for the person with the disability. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying I only feel for the people if they get sick and pass away either. I'm saying this is a gray area, and it's kind of just hard to decide. It's with Disney, it's either you have to do it with everybody or you have to let everybody get away without wearing a mask. I completely understand what they're doing. And yeah, it's causing lawsuits, and I can see Disney's possibly going to win this, or you know what, they'll pay money out and explain you can't come to the Disney store without a mask. But I don't know. So like I said, it's a gray area. So all right, so here we go. We're going to get into some of our harder times. Actually, let's hit that one first. Let me see. All right. So we already know about the Disney layoffs, 28,000 people. And we're going to talk a little bit about that through some of these stories. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Here we have Abigail Disney. Abigail Disney speaks out against Disney's layoff announcements. Someone predicted the massive Disney layoff that is still rippling through the Walt Disney World Company, and her name ends in Disney. Abigail Disney, granddaughter of Royal Disney, predicted these cutbacks in July when Disney announced furloughing cast members. It is no secret that Abigail Disney does not get along with any of the Disney C-suites executives, including Bob Chapek and Bob Iger, but her prediction seems to have come true perfectly. Disney furloughed its workers because they intended to lay many of them off, but they didn't want the bad publicity that would come with layoffs, so they chose to take the heat of two medium-sized PR hits instead of one great big one. Abigail Disney wrote in an extensive Twitter feed, wait for it, layoffs are coming. I don't expect Disney to pay people who don't work for them, nor do I expect them to employ people in excess of what they can afford. That medium-sized PR hit happened yesterday, just as Abigail predicted. After Abigail realized Iger only sacrificed 3.3% of his total realized salary in 2019, she immediately went to war with the company. Now, with the proof in her hand, Abigail is back with fighting words. Disney took to Twitter and said, "What did I tell you? The layoffs were always coming. Today, Disney chose to lay off nearly 30% of their workforce on the same day as the first presidential debate, hoping I am sure to have the news of this drowned out by the news of that." If Disney had spent more time in Governor Newsom's office arguing for an extension of unemployment benefits and more rent subsidies instead of opening the parks prematurely and in a way that would risk their employees' health, I'd be a lot more comfortable with the loyalty to which they lay claim. If Disney had not spent down every penny of its cash on the share buybacks in 2019, 11.5 billion worth, perhaps they have been some dough on hand to ensure that even at a partial level, they could continue to keep some of these workers on until things return to normal. So there you go. Roy's daughter speaking up against the company. So about the layoffs. Let's see. Where do we have that? Here we go. Josh Tomorrow comforts Disney cast members following layoffs. Let me tell you this. This guy has to be a great guy because my daughter likes him, and she said he just shows he has a heart and he cares for every cast member. So yesterday, Josh Tomorrow, the chairman of Disney Parks and Experiences Products, was spotted at downtown Disney spending time with cast members on the heels of the massive layoff announcement by Disney. When people noticed this, they took to Twitter to share and react to the news. This is a statement letter from Josh Tomorrow at Disney. I write this note to you today to share some difficult decisions that we have had to make regarding our Disney. I think I read this, if I'm right. I think if I over there on yeah, this whole, it's all him explaining everything. And I think I read it over on Gonzo's channel. I can't remember if this is the exact one, but from the way I was understood, my daughter said you could actually see how hurt Josh Tomorrow was by all of this and how much he felt for the cast members that were being laid off. Yeah, right, Mike. You're right. Right. I think what it is though, when you're talking about a store, that's most people don't look into the requirements for a store. I don't know. That's sometimes it's happened to me as well, where I didn't look into requirements for a store because most of the times you think a store is just like any other store. But I could understand if it was at the parks, something like that. But yeah, I can understand their anger, but I don't see a reason to sue. All right. Let's see. Governor vetoes bill that may give laid-off cast members a chance at their jobs again. So this is, yeah. News surrounding layoffs, 28,000 U.S. Disney cast members continue to surface and tensions continue to rise. In a new update, we learned that California Governor Gavin Newsom has vetoed a bill 3216, a bill that could have given laid off cast members and other hospitality workers a chance at their jobs again. Introduced by Assembly member Ash Kalra, 3216, or right to recall, shows travel and hospitality employees laid off due to the pandemic to be given preferential treatment once rehiring commence. According to the Hollywood Reporter, essentially, the bill would allow thousands of laid off Disneyland Resort cast member preferential treatment during the rehiring process. Once Disney is rehiring again. Many cast members and their unions were in support of this bill as, on paper, it sounds like it can provide some hope and opportunity to those employees who were part of the 28,000 layoff announcements for U.S. Disney parks and resorts this week. A union even shared that some Disneyland Resort cast members caravaned to the state capitol yesterday to urge Newsom to sign the bill. All right. So, the thing is usually with a layoff, they do, depending on what your time is, depends on how much time you have for recalls. And I'm just going to say it. Governor Gavin Newsom's an idiot. That's all I can say. Everything he's done has done nothing but hurt the state of California, from what I've seen. And if I was living in California, I'd be urging Californians to vote for a new governor. So this guy is horrible at what he's doing, and he needs to go. So I'm sorry, I don't want to get political, but obviously when the rest of the world can open up Disney and you have one state that's refusing to do it, there's a problem there. And it's not with Disney, and it's not with the people of that state. It's with the politicians in that state. So, and it seems like they're hurting more people than what they are protecting people from the virus. So, all right, let's see. Here we go with Gavin Newsom again, real quick. As tensions mount, Disney exec Bob Iger quits Newsom's task force. Good job, Bob. Disney chairman Bob Iger has quit California Governor Gavin Newsom's economic task force. Iger joined the business recovery task force when it was created amid the coronavirus outbreak, April, and remained a member until today. Walt Disney Company chairman Bob Iger has quit Gavin Newsom's economic recovery task force, a Disney spokesperson confirmed Thursday evening. The spokesperson would not say why or precisely when Iger left the task force, but the news comes as the Newsom administration is preparing to release guidance on theme park reopening that the industry is criticizing. Tensions has been mounting between the Walt Disney Company and the state of California since Disney announced nearly 30,000 layoffs earlier this year or this week. Gavin Newsom has not yet released theme park reopening guidelines, and Disneyland Resort has been closed for over 6 months. So, right there, it proves it. Bob Iger won't say it, but Gavin Newsom's an idiot. So, let's see. All right, so we got about 5 minutes, so we're going to cover some things that are really sad. There have been two Disney greats that have passed away. I don't know if you know of them. Let me try and find the first one. It was on down a little way. Just got to find it here. Here it is. Pete's Dragon star Helen Reddy dies at age 78. I don't know if any of you seen the original Pete's Dragon. Hey, Baxter. I've seen the original Pete's Dragon. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Helen Reddy is great in it. She's a great actress. She has a great voice for singing, and it's very much a musical. Pete's Dragon is. We have just learned of the unfortunate passing of Pete's Dragon star Helen Reddy. Helen Reddy was an Australian vocalist and actress. She had the opportunity to play Nora in the classic 1977 Disney film Pete's Dragon. Reddy was also the vocalist for Candle on the Water, which was featured in the film. Reddy's rendition of the song was even nominated for an Academy Award. She was also known for the popular song I Am Woman. So Reddy developed dementia and was being cared for in a nursing facility in Los Angeles. Her children, Tracy Donat and Jordan Summers, released a statement confirming her passing. It is with deep sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved mother, Helen Reddy. She was a wonderful mother, grandmother, and truly a formidable woman. Our hearts are broken, but we take comfort in the knowledge that her voice will live on forever. It's true. Like I said, the original Pete's Dragon, I remember when I was a kid, we watched over and over. It's kind of a sad thing. She was a great person, and like I said, she had a fantastic voice in that movie, and it's just sad to see somebody like that gone. And just one more bit of piece of news, and yeah, we're kind of ending on a down note here. So original Mouseketeer Bonnie Lou Kern passes away at 79. So Inside the Magic is sad to report that the world lost one of its original Mouseketeers of the classic Mickey Mouse Club TV series earlier this week. TMZ shared that Bonnie Lou Kern passed away at age 79 early this week, according to the Wayne County Health Department. Kern died from natural causes on Monday, September 28th in Wooster, Ohio. Kern first appeared on the Mickey Mouse Club before quickly appearing in the first episode of The Wonder Mouseketeers. She went on to star in the feature film Save the Wonder Mouseketeers. The original version of the Mickey Mouse Club aired on television from 1955 to 1958 and had over 180 episodes. Kern is survived by 3 daughters, Kimberly Ellington, Alyssa Struzen, and Janet Bucklew, 6 grandchildren and 13 great-grandchildren, and is preceded in death by her husband, Harold Bud Carr. Kern's obituary states that there would be no services held, but online tributes may be made at www.robertsfuneralhome.com. Also, memorial contributions in lieu of flowers may be made to COPD Foundation in Miami, Florida. So, yeah. Two greats from Disney passed away, and it's sad. So, but it's a part of life. So, but that is going to be it. So I'm actually a few seconds early, but we basically covered everything we needed without me actually seeing myself on camera the whole entire time because I had the thing up in front of it. But yeah, that's true, Jonathan. That's true. So they lived a good long life, and they got to work for Disney, whether it was in the movies or as a Mouseketeer. So, but as for that, I'm going to go eat supper, and I hope to catch you next week for some more Disney news. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you, and hope to see you next week again on This Week in Disney. We'll see you later. Bye.